Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining me. We're already on month 3 for our Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt for the Village Green. I am doing the small cornflower size. So this is my colorway. We are making 2 of these sections today. So I hope you enjoy the video. I ended up having to pick apart a piece. So I hope you can laugh along with me and don't feel bad if you make any mistakes along the way as well. So hope you enjoy. Thanks. All right, we are going to be sewing up month 3. We have 2 separate pieces, but I'm only going to be doing 1 in the video. For me, this is one of the most important parts of the instructions. It tells you exactly how your pieces should be laid out. So I have the cornflower colorway. Again, this is for the small size. So I have my small A and B triangles, my A, D, and F triangle, and my F rectangle laid out. This helps me to make sure I'm grabbing the correct pieces. And again, some of the colorways are similar, or like the different colors within look similar. So just be very mindful that you're using the correct side. Okay, I'm going to set this to the side. Okay, so we are starting here. We are going to sew a small triangle B to the top right of a large triangle D. Right, so this is my large triangle D, and I always lay out how I'm going to be sewing these first to make sure that I am clipping them correctly. So I am going to sew the right side first. I'm using a Singer 5528, and I'm using a regular 7010. Yeah, is it 7010? I believe, yeah, I have to double check that. 7010 needle, and I am sewing at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Just adjusting the tension. Okay, and on our instructions, the little arrows always show us which way we are pressing our seams. So we are pressing towards the B triangle. I have this little mini iron here, and it's been working amazing for me. I can actually put it right near my sewing machine. I don't have to worry about moving to my bigger ironing space. All right, and now we are attaching our second piece B. If you're doing the cornflower colorway like me, that's the white piece. And I have clips. You can clip these in place, but they're so small right now that I'm just going with it. And I always use little embroidery scissors to clip my threads. And again, we are pressing this towards the small triangle piece B. Okay, now we are on step 2. We are going to sew our F rectangle to the top of step 1. So it's going to go up here. And I'm not backstitching at the beginning of the end because these will all be sewn together eventually. And our arrows are telling us that we are pressing towards our F piece. I like to press it on the back and then fold it open with my fingers. This mini iron gets pretty hot. Okay, and I'm going to set this to the side for right now because we are now on step 3. Actually, you know what? This shows that I need 4. And I only did 1, so I'm going to come back up here and sew a second one of my step 1 and a second one of my step 2. So it's really important to pay attention because I'm saving one of my sections to do live on TikTok. I didn't realize that it still needed 2. Right, and again, we are pressing towards our piece B, which are these smaller triangles. And I try not to pull when I am pressing because I don't want to warp my blocks. And I also have not been using any water. It can in this little mini iron, but I find that it shrinks your pieces. Okay, so we are going to make our second one for step 2. I'm going to add my rectangle F on top. Right, and again, we are pressing towards our piece F, which is this large rectangle. All right, so now back to step 3. This one requires 2 of these, so I'm only going to do 1 in this video here. So I need my large triangle A and 2 smaller piece Bs. Again, I'm always laying them out to make sure that they are the correct way. I've sewn so many together the wrong way. And just like in our step 1, we are pressing towards the smaller bee triangles. And the best part about cotton cuts, everything is already cut for you. All the sides should match up perfectly. It's one of the benefits. I hate cutting all those small pieces, so this is fantastic. You can see my sewing machine ate a little bit of the beginning, but I think it'll be okay and get hidden in the seam allowance. If that happens, you can sew on a piece of scrap fabric before this piece. It's called a leader, and it will help it so your machine doesn't eat your fabric. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. When I'm actually sewing these, it will get hidden in the seam allowance. Okay, I'm just going to move this one to the side. So now we are on step 4. We need our F triangle. And again, just make sure you have your correct side facing up. And 2 triangle A's. So for the cornflower colorway, these are my gray pieces. All right, and again, I'm going to start on the right-hand side. All of a sudden, this wants to eat my fabric. So I am going to grab a scrap piece of fabric. All right, I'm going to have to grab one from behind me. All right, so you can see here, I just have a random scrap. And I'm going to sew that, and it will give a little bit of tension. So now when I put this one under, should help pull it through. There we go. So I'll cut off this leader piece and keep using that. So again, we are pressing towards the smaller triangle. Oh my gosh, look, now you're seeing me make a mistake too. It's because I was distracted. I sewed the wrong side to the right side. So I am going to pick this apart real quick. So you don't need to feel bad if you've made any mistakes. I picked a few pieces so that way I can get my seam ripper in here. And like I said, I've done this so many times with this colorway. The grays and the whites are so close to each other. And of course, this one's giving me a little bit more trouble because it's where my machine ate it. All right, there we go. Let me just pull off the little threads. All right, so now this is the darker side. So we want this side facing down. And because I picked them apart and they're a little bit stretched, I am actually going to clip this one together to hold it in place. But I am still going to use this leader piece of fabric. Much better. All right, so now we are really going to press towards the small triangle. Okay, make sure I have the correct sides facing each other. Because I'm making a video, I think everything's gonna go wrong. My string just popped out, or thread popped out. There we go. It's a quick fix. Sometimes I don't pull the thread far enough, and I'm really bad about holding my threads when I sew, so that happens to me sometimes. All right, and we'll press open to our other small triangle. Okay, so we are on step 5. We want to take our piece that we did in step 3, which was the larger triangle A and 2 small B triangles. And that is going to be on top. And the piece that we just sewed is going to be on bottom. We are going to combine them together. So it's going to look like this. So I am going to lay them down right sides together, match up the edges. And this is a larger piece. So I am going to use clips again to hold it together. Great. I'm pulling on my leader a little bit, and that helps so much. Okay, and our arrows are pointing up, so we are going to press towards the top piece. I'm going to press it from the back to help hold the seams memory, and then finger press it open. And you can see, well, in the video where my machine ate a little bit was over here, and it gets hidden in the seam allowance. You can't even tell. We are now on step 6, and this is really important to make sure that you do this because I forgot to do it and also had to unpick. So we just finished step 5, and we sewed it so it looks like this, where if the arrows are pointing up, we need to flip it so that the arrows are pointing down. And then we are going to add the 2 on the sides that we did in step 2. So all our F fabric is along the top. All right, so I'm going to clip them one at a time. And I'm going to line up my centers first, so I can try to make sure that those will line up once I sew across. I'm definitely going to use clips because this is a little bit wider. Okay, I'm going to sew one side at a time. And we are pressing our seams towards the exterior, towards the F rectangles. Right, and that center seam lined up pretty good. I'm really happy with that. So again, I'm making sure my F rectangle is towards the top of the strip with the F rectangle and F triangle, yes. And I'm lining up my centers again. I clip that first and then clip my sides. Right, and this one we want to make sure its seams are pressed towards the outside piece as well. All right, so we'll flip it around. And this is what your section 3 should look like. All right, thank you so much for sewing along with me. I hope your puzzle mystery quilt is going well. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how it's coming along, whether you like it, what colorway you chose, and I'll see you guys next month with the next clue.